Okay, guys, I've got Casey Gann here today from Malaysia, and purpose of this call is Casey's been with us for how long is it, Casey? 3, 4 months?
I think since around June,
Yep, so what's that?
end of,
June,
end
July,
of
August?
May. Yeah,
Yeah, about
yeah.
4 months, and Casey's having his best year ever, and we still we've got 3 months to go to the end of the year, so we really want to kick the back out of it. But essentially, what we want to do. Very quickly, just want to take Casey through. We'll let Casey take us through what he's done. So let's dive in straight away, Casey. I'm going to
Okay,
switch off my my video. We can have
yeah,
your good looks, and then we'll get straight into this. Okay. So for
okay.
those who don't know, Casey is from Levara Services in Malaysia. He's doing things that no one else in Malaysia is doing. So it's exciting times, and let's really just dig in deep, see what lessons we can get and share with everyone else. So first off, Casey, just very quickly, give me, if you could, just 30-second overview. Whereabouts are you based? Tell me about your company, how long you've been going, and all that good stuff.
I am based in Malaysia. I've been in recruitment for headhunting for 12 years and just started on RMI since end of May. And I specialize in three areas: marketing, financial services, and ICT. So dealing with mid to senior level searches. So this is what I do.
Got it. Good.
Yep.
Good. Let's do this, and let's get into the what everyone's actually excited about, the actual, the before and after, and what you've achieved and what you are achieving as we speak now. So, just first off, let's just dive in with tell me what's happening before. So, what are the key problems that are happening in the business? Before we spoke, or perhaps on the first call, just take me through what's happening before, Casey.
Yep. I think before joining the program, the challenge I face is not having a better way of running the business or running the process. I'm doing what other recruiters are doing, but I might not be doing as good as they do. So there was no answer or solutions. I didn't have a direction. I was doing things that's not bringing me new results. It has worked for me before, but it might not work anymore, both in candidate engagement and client delivery. So I was really searching for an answer, and the business was dropping tremendously. And I do look at the mirror and ask myself, can I still run this business in Malaysia? So that was then. Yeah.
Okay, so you've been. What sort of things was happening then? In terms, you said you look in the mirror and saying, "Can I continue?" Was it what was actually happening in the business? What was the key challenges, the key problems you had? Was it getting clients? Was it
Um,
getting candidates? Was it both?
I think we face challenges of having new wave of competitors. Clients start to set up their internal recruiter things, and those are former headhunters, your peers, and they became internal recruiters, and they started to do a lot of hiring on their own, and emergence of tools like LinkedIn, and I was not trained in using it, so meaning that I might not be as efficient as them in running those tools. So the challenge of being more effective or efficient compared to the new wave of competitors. What I meant by new wave of competitors is the emergence of internal recruiters.
Okay,
They were former headhunters. They have the best systems in place. They were trained, and we compete with them more than other headhunters. At the same time, we face the emergence of tools like LinkedIn that is allowing HR or clients to connect and hire directly, and yet we are not trained to utilize these tools or have no knowledge of other tools to be more effective or competitive. So it affects both delivery of candidates and ability to secure new assignments.
so the impact then was both candidates and clients, and we're
Yes.
looking for both. And what was that? What was that doing in terms of your? You mentioned you look in the mirror and thinking about wrapping up the business. Was that how dire it was at the time? Is that where you would? Where was your mind at
Yeah.
that point?
At the point in time, after doing this business for 12 years, I have my successes, but currently it doesn't seem to work. I ask myself, can I still do this? And when you speak to your peers and friends, they tell you, nah, you should become an internal recruiter. Go back to employment is much better. So you really question whether you still has it in you to run this business. But there's a big part of me still tells me that I enjoy doing this business. Yeah, so coming into RMI was really an eye opener. It was a solution and answers to a lot of questions I have. Yeah.
Awesome. So essentially, then, Casey, I think what we're saying then, so you're in the business 12 years. there is a new wave of internal recruiters, as we know, and it's becoming tougher and tougher in the marketplace. It's
Yes.
both the clients and candidates piece you are sort of struggling with, and well, as you said, you thinking about actually quitting at that time. So we see it across the globe now, don't we? The rise of the internal recruiter and our competitors.
Yeah.
So I think where you are, or where you were rather, 3-4 months ago is pretty common. Let's do this and let's get into the sexy stuff. Let's you've only been with the program 3-4 months, but let's do this first of all. Let's look at the what frameworks have you applied so far? So let's go through just 2 or 3 the key things you've done that've made a difference, and then we'll move from there. Okay, Casey, just let everyone know.
Okay. I think the first strategy I adopt, I think basically got my LinkedIn profile revamped to go through the LinkedIn fundamentals on how to run LinkedIn in a more systematic manner, so adopting metrics in getting profiles in, connections in, to set up templates. That has helped a lot. At
Yep.
least I have visibility of whether I'm securing candidates from LinkedIn. If not, what other strategies I adopt? Is it through referrals or through job portals? That has helped a lot in the delivery process. But one strategy that makes a lot of difference for me was the content creation or content canon. I
Yep.
mean, before I started in the program, I thought I can't write an article. And 3 months into the program, I got business partners in as far as Singapore calling me up. Mate, I didn't know you can write that well. So I told the guy I didn't write this. I paid someone like 10 USD to write it for me. But of course the ideas come from me, and I have appreciation from my candidates telling me, hey, I really appreciate what you wrote. I learned from it. You're doing things different from other recruiters. So it's really moving away from going to a candidate telling him, I have a job for you. Are you a fit? If they are not a fit, we don't get back to them. I make these mistakes over the years. And now, at the very least, I can tell my candidate, yeah, I don't have a job for you, but I can share knowledge with you. And maybe you can share with your friends. So it's really giving us the empowerment or a reason to build a better relationship with candidates. And the same with clients. We share knowledge with them. And I personally felt content canon was really a powerful weapon for folks like us in the recruitment business. And the third thing I did is basically revamping my website. It was really painful for me. I don't know why. It was the toughest bit, but I got it done and it's easy now. And now I'm into setting up lead boxes, doing landing page, and it's a work in progress. But I think you can check with Andy how horrible was my old sites, and
Yeah.
at least now is better. It's way better. And of course, I aspire to be like Ken, where our website is a lead generation machine. That's the ultimate goal.
Yeah. So in the first 3 months, then let's just recap what you've done. You've used the LinkedIn systematic approach. So the training is called LinkedIn campaigns and LinkedIn fundamentals. You're using the copy and paste templates.
Yes, yes,
You've become systematic now in terms of, right, we've used this funnel to get clients, this funnel to get candidates.
correct.
So you know that if you, for example, enter 100 units using a process, you're going to get 10 candidates at the back of it, or 10 pieces of engagement, etc. You've
Yep.
set up the content canon. So for those of you who don't know, there's 2 parts to it: the content and the canon. The canon is the automation, so it distributes content while you're asleep, while you're brushing your teeth, while you're having your tea, and it brings inbound leads. And the other thing you've done, you're absolutely right, is the website, so essentially we've almost launched a new agency, haven't we, within 3 or 4 months?
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
so you've only done, say, 3 or 4 months, but what's the specific outcomes you got then? So I remember I got an email from you saying I think it's the first time you used the content canon, you got some business just from the very first or the second piece of content that went out. Um,
Yeah.
just and I think you said in last week's Inner Circle private call that you're having the best year ever, but you say we've got quarter of the year left, and just tell us what the outcomes have been for you. It's just the key outcomes that which strategy has done what, do you think?
I think the combination of the LinkedIn strategy and the content canon was very good, because certain segment of my niches are very heavily present in LinkedIn. For example, candidate in the digital space. So the first 2 blocks of article I did was talking about digital marketing, how to attract digital candidates to a corporate environment from the agencies. And the first article, I got a client calling me up and gave me a few job orders to work on. That was the first immediate results from the content cannon. Yep. And
Sure.
also it makes things easier in converting candidates, because I think they check out your profiles, they look at it. Oh, this guy has done digital. Oh, there's results there. And hey, this guy knows a little bit on digital marketing. So that has helped us a lot. So what I did for my content creation, there's 3 of us here in Loughborough. I got one guy to put up articles relating to project management and finance because he's doing that space. I put up articles in my space, and recently I did one article about not wasting your money on a full LinkedIn license before you train your recruiters. So we are doing it on topics and targeting different segments. I think it's important to know your audience, but still the articles, you got to invest some time. You got to share your experience. You got to share information you gather from your clients about what works, what doesn't work. So in the process of coming out with articles is learning for me as well. And
Cool.
I think this has worked very well.
Yeah, because there's 2 types of content we create, isn't there, in the inner circle? We've got the authority content and we've got the expert content. And with you, we said let's focus on the authority content to start with because we're going out for the first time to the
Yep.
marketplace. But straight away, you're creating that inbound funnel. So really, in the 3 months, then new website. You're now using the direct templates to get clients, candidates via LinkedIn. You're now using the first automation piece, aren't you, with the content cannon? You
Yep.
haven't done well. You've barely touched. You haven't touched any of the Maven strategy, any authority strategies, any of the acceleration strategies. You haven't done any of these things yet. So it's exciting to see what's going to come. In terms of the actual impact to the business, what do you think's been the key outcomes then in this 3-4 months? So, both financially, because let's face it, that's what most recruiters want to do is get paid.
Mhm.
But also in terms of the business itself, what's been the key? I know we've discussed about management of the team and metrics to drive the business now as
Yep.
opposed
Yep.
to
Yep.
them drive you.
Yep.
Just what do you think? I know the financial impact has been just roughly, and also to the team, to the business, and then we're going to get into what your next sort of 6 to 9 months look like. Okay.
Okay. I think to talk about financial impact is when you have visibility in your work, your pipelines, and your processes. You know what numbers are coming in. So that for me is key. But because I'm in the process of implementing a few strategies and now driving the metrics and to decide which one I need to scale up, I think I have not much to really shout about the numbers. But year to date, I'm surpassing my billing for the whole of last year. So I still have a buffer of 30 to 40% more billing than the previous year. So to me personally, as a owner operator of a recruitment business, the key value for me beyond the dollars and cents is I found a new way of doing things, which is automation, lead generation. I know where I'm heading. And to me, when I first started the program, I asked myself, does this work in Malaysia? But then the other voice told me it's better doing it when there's no one else doing it. And if I can do it well, I'll be ahead of the curve. So, so if you ask me, Andy, the key value is I have a new way of running this business. The fundamentals are there. I didn't run such business for no reason for 12 years,
Yep.
but there are new methods. There are better ways of doing things, reducing the manual work. And today, back to the topic of asking my guys to do the matrices and LinkedIn and all that, my answer to them is I'm not asking you to make any cold calls anymore. This should not be difficult for you. So yeah, it's a new way of doing recruitment. So that to me is a key takeaway.
Yeah, you've touched on something really important there, and that's the key thing because no one else is doing this, and that's why keeping the numbers relatively small. It works.
Yep.
Other people aren't doing this, so it works extremely well. And if you get into the marketplace and you apply it, which you're doing, then yeah, it works. So I'm buzzing for you. You know I am there, KC. Just tell me then.
Yeah.
So you've been in it 3-4 months. Just touched on really some key foundations. The LinkedIn stuff is base foundation stuff your business should be doing every month, as you know, using
Yep.
metrics to drive candidates and clients. Your
Mhm.
website should become a lead generation machine, which we're not complete yet, but it's a completely different animal from what it was before. The
Yep.
content cannon, you've now started to you ramp that up a little bit. Now we've got to get into the Maven strategies and all the good stuff that we've got to come, in the next few months now. But just tell us, what do you think the next the next year is going to look like for you now in the business compared to 3-4 months ago, looking in the mirror, I think about quitting.
Mm.
What have you got any ideas? What your plans are for the business, or where do you think it's going? Size of the business, or anything at all? I don't know the answer to this, by the way. We've not spoken about this, so um, let me know. Let everyone know.
um, I, I mean, currently Malaysia is having a very tough time. Our currency is dropping like flies, and there's a lot of uncertainty. But I personally, I'm doing much better this year compared to even though having all these challenges because there is a clarity of where I'm heading. So it's a matter of continue to strengthen my position as an authority in my space
Yep.
and being consistent in the strategies that I deploy. So if you ask me about next year, I think we'll be fine. For me now is to drive consistency, is for my team not to take the foot off the pedal, so that whatever we do now will drive into next year. And yeah, hopefully we will continue to strengthen the niches that we are in. If not, we got to find a new niche. So I see now I have the answer of growing the business because having implementing these 2-3 strategies is already giving me positive results. The next is about scaling it up, give it more intensity, and of course, key is consistency. Yeah, I think consistency is key, and I need to focus. I need to implement it and improve it. So, yeah, sky's is the limit, my friend.
Sky's the limit, my friend.
Yeah.
Um, Casey, listen, thank you for going through it. I think, well, for me, it's two reasons for doing this. One is because we get a lot of people in the group, and it's just good to share what everyone's doing. And the second thing is people think it sounds like airy fairy. Does this stuff really exist? Because recruiters don't know what they don't know. And as you're a relatively new member, I thought it'd be of value to say, listen, if you get on with this, and say Casey's essentially launched an agency, new website, overhauled his online digital footprint, set up his first inbound leads, getting business, getting candidates. He's done all this in 3 or 4 months. And let's face it, Casey, you didn't know any of this stuff before, did you? It was
Yeah, no, no.
you were very transparent. Said, listen, you're going to need to hold my hand on this. Got no idea what I'm doing on this. So I just think it's value for everyone to see, completely new to this, going straight away from the old way of doing things, cold calling, etc., into new world. So I just thought it'd be of value to everyone. So for those of you who don't know Casey, he's in Malaysia, Lavaris Services. His website now looks an awful lot better than it did before, so he won't be embarrassed about getting you come to the website. But listen, Casey, thank you for your time.
Yeah. I think, Andy, before I wrap up, I'll just do a very quick story how I went into the program.
Go on then.
Good, fine. Yeah. I think a year ago, I don't know how I got connected to your video, and you were talking about LinkedIn. So I got my guy sit in the room. I listened to it. I think it was on LinkedIn fundamentals. Then after I think it was 25 minutes. I told my guy, hey, this is good stuff, but I think this bloke is another Aussie trying to con my money. So I switched it off. So but I was signed on. I was signed on your newsletter. I use Gmail. So all your newsletter go to the promotion or updates column, you see.
Mm-hmm.
So it was there consistently. And one fine day, March this year, I reckon, March or April this year, I just saw this article about automating your agency business. Just that header hit me like a truck. I check it out. I listened to your webinar, and I didn't listen full. Being a lazy Asian, I went for my coffee and I asked my staff to sit for it. And they say, hey, this Andy dude knows 80% of our problems, but of course he didn't give us all the solutions. So I went home, I listened to the replay, I got signed up with a call with Chantel, and I got signed up with you, and I never looked back. Yeah.
Okay,
The only regret I have is I didn't sign on this program much earlier.
Casey, that sounds like I've almost framed you to do that and set you up to say that, but I had no idea. I had no idea that you thought I was a conning Australian. In fact, I'm a very ethical Englishman. So, if I knew you were going to say that, I might cut it a bit sooner. But A, I didn't know I sounded Australian, and also B, that that's I love the transparency. Thanks, Casey. But listen, what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap up the call now. So if you want to go and check Casey out, there's the man there. There's his website. As always, because I know lots of people will view this, be respectful. Casey's got his own search firm that he's growing. So if you do reach out for him, you know where we are, but be respectful of Casey also, because there are lots of people who get any form of publicity, get approached, and just be respectful of Casey. But there's the man, there's his website. and I'm sure by the time we finish playing with that, it'll be more of a lead machine the next couple of weeks, couple of months. Okay, Casey.
All right.
Casey, thank you for taking the time on that, and
All right. No
well, I'll
problem.
speak to you either via our inner circle methods or on the next call on Tuesday.
Okay.
Thanks for that, Casey.
All right.
Bye
Speak to
bye.
you
Bye.
soon.